Hey guys, welcome back to part 2 of what I'm calling Rim Wars: The Old Republic. And I made it all of about 5 minutes into my little grind session between episodes before we got raided, so I went ahead and stopped there. As you may have noticed, nothing has really been accomplished whatsoever because, again, this triggered almost immediately. So if we pan on down here, we see that we have a raider by the name of Rarlobrin. These guys are from Vaynor, by the way, so I believe they are... you know what? I'm actually blanking on whether that's the... What faction are you guys? Vaynor. Okay, so they're the Rough Outlander Union. So they practice Twi'lek tribalism, but they are not necessarily Twi'leks themselves. Though this guy seems to be a Twi'lek wannabe with his little like tentacle hat there. Let's see, unhygienic rebel, not the best character there. And he's carrying what exactly? An auto pistol. Okay, so not super threatening either. And then there was what, 2 more over here, I think, for 3 total. Yeah, there's these guys. So we have another Twi'lek wannabe. He is going by the name Oyster. He has transcendent reflexes, but an annoying voice, and he's incapable of doing doctoring work. Not so great in terms of his skills either. And finally, we have a legit Twi'lek, not a pretender. Quick reflexes, rad resistant, and body purist, incapable of carrying. Not too bad, though, all things considered. He is very good at social and melee. And with his quick reflexes, that's, going to be a pretty solid combination there. Body purist may not be the best thing. If, you are in melee combat, you can lose limbs or digits pretty easily. And then it's nice that people can do doctoring, but in his case, he would be awful anyways, so that's really no loss there. His age is also a concern. It's probably not worth getting too invested in any one of these guys. There's a very real chance that they're going to get horribly murdered by our lightsabers, but we'll certainly see. Oh, this guy doesn't even have a weapon. That one has Molotovs, so we'll probably want to... Did they just freeze in place? I thought they were booking it towards our base, but they just kind of halted right there. So when they decide to actually attack us... Okay, yeah, so they're still preparing. When they decide to attack us, I will probably use Wade to pull them into melee combat before they can throw any Molotovs. So it wants us to build a battery. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. Can I do that? I cannot. We don't have that researched yet. Bastana is only just now starting the solar research. Yeah, I don't know what else we can really do about it, to be honest. I'm still trying to figure out why we can't interact with the anima tree. Who's upset? Wade? Wade, you need to do your recreation, buddy. Sure, go for a walk. Go for a walk. And we need to get them out of this area here. It's very ugly. They're not happy at all. There's not a ton we can do about it. I would really like to continue building over here, but that's it's going to be easier said than done. I feel like I'm missing some stuff here. There should be more things there. Anyways, let's... no, actually, I don't want to build out further that way. Oh, but the trees, they're going to be so upset. They're going to be so upset about these trees. But we're going to continue building it out that way. And... let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That might be a bedroom right there. Where's my terraforming stuff? Let's get that stony soil down. They are beginning their assaults. Okay. Well, they're going the wrong direction. And are you the other guy? No, that's a rat. Where's the other guy? I see 2 hostiles there. Oh, there he is. So they're on their way. Let's draft Wade get him out here, and I'll draft Theo as well. You know what, Erina, you can come too. I'm not going to involve Basina. I don't think she's going to be able to contribute that much at the moment. Without any force powers, all she's really good for is melee. And she's not super enthusiastic about melee combat. So I don't see a reason to kind of risk her or anything. Why don't you get behind that tree and watch your fire there, buddy. You're shooting through your friend. Okay, really quickly, I'm going to pause and pull Oyster into combat with us. And you guys can just continue shooting at him. Okay, so they're both down. Let me zoom out. Okay, so he's over there. What do we do to you? Just some blaster burns. So very, very easy to potentially heal this guy. Again, I don't know if it's worth it, though. It would potentially be nice to have some people willing to do grunt work, but is that worth the extra mouths to feed? That's kind of the question here. You are also in no mortal danger. I feel like the blaster burns need to be nerfed a bit, because if they're not going to do any sort of like bleed damage, they can leave like permanent scars, mind you, but they don't tend to cause fatal injuries unless you just overwhelm people with blaster fire. And so it leads to a lot of people being downed rather than killed. So you're really only good as like a commander type of character. I mean, you were a recruiter. You, on the other hand, could be a grunt because you can mine and craft, both of which are things that we need. Construction would have been a nice thing to throw in there as well, but unfortunately he can't do it. Wow, and you gifted us 8 medicine. That's so kind of you, especially after our little run-in with the plague. Speaking of which, let me get you guys updated on that. So she is, if it would be so kind as to show me, 46 versus 64 immunity, so immunity's running away with it. And you need to get treated, actually, but she's at 76 immunity versus 50 infection, so she'll be perfectly fine. But it's going to be really difficult to treat her while she's having her little fit. You know what? I'm going to let Wade just go solo the last guy, I think. Just go attack him. You two can go about your business, I feel like. Is it worth grabbing those 2 prisoners? Where would we put them, I think, is the other question. So the easiest thing to do would be to like wall off a little section in here. So I wonder if maybe we could just mine this. Theo, I'm going to ask you to do that real quick. Go mine that, please. I fixed his stats, by the way, so he should have been good at construction and mining. For whatever reason, he was at 0 for both. So I went ahead and took care of that. His skills are a little bit more rounded out now, and he'll actually be able to contribute beyond just shooting at things, which was always the intention. And I don't think anybody else had like glaring issues, but what's Theo's deal? Oh, he's in pain. Oh, food poisoning. That's rough. I'm sorry, buddy. Let's see. Basina had the issue where she is not able to interact with the enema tree despite having a tribal background. So I don't know if that necessarily means that she needs to have both tribal backgrounds or if one of them is sufficient. Let's see. You're going to die in 20 hours because the lightsaber does cut people up a little bit more effectively than the blasters do. So you're an unhygienic rebel. I really don't see any advantage in bringing this guy on. Of the 3, he is far and away the worst. So what is he wearing? He does have some gear. It might be worth stripping him of. Every little bit counts, right? But at the same time, I don't want to increase my colony wealth unnecessarily. Though, I mean, with people with force powers, it's probably not critical that I worry about that so much. But at the same time, what am I going to do with this? Just sell it to traders that don't visit? I think we'll, at the very least, take the weapons, but probably just going to leave him to die. Do me a favor and pick these up and just lug them back to base. Come on, you can do it. All right, go ahead and head back. And have you finished that yet? Dear God, that is taking you a long time. They're going to get up and walk away probably before we have a chance to capture them. But I'm hoping that we can basically dig this out and there'll be a little space there that we can just stick a door on. So you're capable of mining. Let's let Theo just go rest. I might need to turn that into a medical spot if I want him to actually go rest there. But Wade should be capable of doing that more quickly because he's healthy. There we go. Using the force to break rocks. Oh, God damn it. Okay. Right. So I could probably put a door here and turn that into a single prisoner spot. Let's move this to, say, here. And that will be Jaina's. Okay. Then if we could just build a door. Any old door will do. I don't want to waste wood. So I'll probably go limestone here. That should be okay. And then we'll take a sleeping spot. We'll drop it in there and we'll make it into a prisoner one as soon as that door is built. And if you could just knock that out real quick for me. So that does mean we're going to have to choose if I can only grab one. Is it more valuable to have a worker or is it more valuable to have a fighter? It's a really tough call. Honestly, I wouldn't mind taking on both. Obviously, food is a bit stretched at the moment. But potentially, I need to undraft you. Potentially we can make it work. I don't have anywhere to put these guys, and that's my biggest issue currently. I suppose I could turn the... Is this even running, by the way? Oh, great. I didn't turn the temperature down. What am I doing with my life? I think as long as it's, like, in the negative, it's fine. Let's go with a little bit of a buffer. What's the current temperature in here? 20? Well, of course, it was set to 21, so... rip. And we still need to tear this down. What a bust that was. Alright, so we can now presumably turn this into a prisoner spot. Because it's technically its own little space. And then Wade, how upset are you at the moment? Looks like you'll be alright. Could you... Oh, this is tough. Where the hell are these guys? Do we grab the worker? I'm really struggling here. Or do we grab you? If he had a little bit of construction, even if there was no passion for it, I think he would be far and away the winner. As it stands, I don't know what he can contribute outside of fighting. And given that he is a melee specialist in a colony full of lightsaber wielding Jedi, I just don't see what utility he can really offer. So I'm leaning toward Oyster, I think. Having somebody passionate about crafting is always useful. So Wade, go ahead and capture Oyster. And I think I have Theo coming to grab the medicine. Another thing to consider is it might be worth just patching up the other two prisoners and sending them on their way. So they'll boost our relations with their colony. However, it may be a good idea to leave them hostile just so we're not only fighting the Empire. that might be really difficult if we're just constantly being raided by them. Okay, so we're, what, a couple days out from this rice crop. Hopefully we will make it. We do have some food in the freezer. I had them grab a bunch of nutrient paste meals from the dispenser and just stack them. Because somebody, I think Basna was having issues going to this. I don't know if it's because of her background or whatever. But she wasn't super keen on visiting the nutrient paste dispenser. But she was happy to take them off the ground for whatever reason. So, animals. Is there anything to hunt? Well, why do I keep clicking on that one? That's for our animals. A lot of rats. Are we really at the point where we want to be eating rats? I guess it's better than them just wandering, right? Doing nothing. So, at least they'll be able to contribute in some way by getting us food. It looks like Wade is going to start building these walls over here, which is great. I'd like to incorporate windows in some way if I could, but I don't have a method of doing that right now. It looks like I know I have mods that add like effectively like glass looking walls, but they must all be locked behind research or something. Anyway, so I'd like to get a light in here for my researcher just so that they can see what the hell they're doing. And to that end, we're going to want to run a conduit over there. That will cost us a bit of steel, but steel is actually, I mean, not necessarily a problem right now. What are you up to? How fast can you tear this down? Can you do that real quick and then eat? Did that rat just get dropped or just go to sleep? Looks like he just went to sleep. What is Theo doing? Just going for a walk. Okay. I think he was cutting a tree down. Yeah, I regret making my Jedi tree lovers because, frankly, it's going to be impossible to keep them happy. We have to cut down forests to build, and these guys are going to be so pissed about it. We'll see. Maybe it can't get any worse than 20. Maybe minus 20 is the worst it can get. And that is pretty rough, but it is at least manageable. They're expecting a party? Oh, right. The stupid events got messed up, so they want to have a party now. I got to figure out how the hell to do that. I think I need a leader to do that, right? So I'm taking a look at Oyster here, and it looks like his resistance and his will are effectively negligible. So he shouldn't be that difficult to recruit, I don't think. It might be better to just go straight for the recruitment rather than trying to reduce his resistance. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. We will need to convert him, obviously. I don't know to what extent he is. Oh, 83%. Okay. That's going to take some time. In fact, it might be more beneficial to recruit him or convert him, excuse me, first, because the way we have our ideologies set up at the moment, nobody is going to be actively trying to convert one another within the colony, right? So unless we convert him before he joins the colony, he probably won't be converted, if that makes sense. Theo, what are you doing, bud? He's just like moving steel around. And a component, okay. Gathering wood, the hull, okay. I don't understand. All right, so at some point, Jaina developed immunity to the plague. It looks like it was at only 61%, so that's good news. She's completely out of the woods. Not that there was ever really any danger. And it looks like Erina is still dealing with it, but she is going to reach immunity even if we forget to tend to her. Oyster has developed an infection in one of his burn scars, so we're treating him with some proper medicine just to make sure it doesn't develop into anything worse, but I don't want to waste too much medicine on him at the moment. Let's see, 2.4 versus 2. I mean, it was a pretty good 10 to 100%, so I think he will be just fine given a bit of time. Right, so the game continues to kick us while we're down. I can't blame Randy because we're not using Randy as our storyteller. I'm using a modded storyteller. But we are playing on Strive to Survive, and the game is really not letting up on us at all. So we have a faction assault from the Bruno Treaty, who are... oh, and a group of Outlanders from Vaynor arrive nearby. Oh, they're going to fight. Not necessarily attack us. So that's interesting. We can just watch this play out. You are from the Hutt clan, who is not hostile to us. And where the hell are you guys again? There you are. You are from our rivals. So it looks like these two have guns, but this female Wookiee does not. But I guess I thought they were attacking us, so I can probably just ignore this. However, they very well might aggro on us just because they are hostile. But for now, I think I can kind of just ignore it. So Wade is continuing to work on these walls here. Where's this guy at? There he is. He's just hanging out for now. It's a pretty impressive beard you got there, buddy. What is this? A synthread flop hat? Okay, sure. Nice gun, though. He might win this fight just by nature of the fact that he can engage from a lot further out than these three can. This one, again, doesn't have a weapon. These two have pistols. Not going to be particularly deadly until they get close. All right, so there's a fight going down, finally. And Khan has already wounded one of them, but it looks like they are going to close in before he can deal with the other two. Interesting, they're ducking behind cover there. So he got one of them to back off. Asko ducked into cover and is continuing to fire. Grace, the Wookiee, is trading blows with him while getting friendly fired by her two colleagues. And Khan is hanging in there. He's doing a pretty impressive job. Now, what I'd like to see is a bunch of people wounded but not dead, and we can kind of pick from the wreckage, if you will. Grace, I think, is a pretty solid character. And, yeah, unfortunately, it looks like Khan was downed. Khan, are you any good? He's a technophobe, gastronomist, and a xenophobe. In terms of skills, he is top tier, but in terms of traits, he is pretty garbage. So I don't think we're going to bother. I was hoping Grace would get dropped. She has a refined palate, which, it doesn't make her any pickier. She's just happier when she does get a good meal. Vengeful is, she's a Wookiee, right? And then beautiful, so she's just more likable in general. Big on plants, big on mining, big on medical. Still can't find anybody that can do construction, which is rough, but yeah, she's actually not too bad. And then, you guys were perfectly healthy, so probably not going to be able to recruit you, but yeah, okay. Well, we'll see what they decide to do. They are still hostile to us, so they might decide to head north and attack us. And it looks like they might. Preparing to slaughter the remnants of the Hutts. Or are they going to attack the two downed guys? We'll have to keep an eye out, because I do have people hanging out in this area. And I don't want, like, Jaina to get attacked, for example. So if they venture up too close, I'm just going to engage. I might just attack them anyways. Oh, but I can't. I can't because we'll take a major penalty here. I don't know if we're in the clear because these guys are hostile. Or at least, if their names are in red, presumably they are. I guess Where are you going? Where are you going? Okay, yeah, they are openly hostile. Shots were fired. So it is time to respond with overwhelming force. So I need you to get a little bit closer, Wade. And then we'll force pull this guy so he can't shoot anymore. Erna is pretty close by, so let's grab her. Why don't you set up here? Oh, wow, your range is not great. You're going to have to get pretty close, I think. Let's see. Go ahead and fire at them. Do whatever you need to do to get into range. Theo, you're close by. Let's get you out here. And why don't you duck into cover over there or something? Because, what, there is another one of them around somewhere. Oh, down here. Oh, he's still beating up Khan. He's finishing him off. Okay. Erna, damn it. Stop being absent-minded. I need you to take Grace down. Ideally, non-lethally. Okay, Wade. I need you to do force pull. Where the hell did that guy go? Oh, he's already down. Okay. Is Jaina alright? Where'd she go? Yeah, didn't even get hit. Cool. So Theo, hang out in cover for the time being. I'm going to let Erna do most of the work over here because the blaster is going to be the least likely to kill Grace, if that makes sense. And did she just go down? Oh no, she's ducking. That suppression mechanic throws me off a bit because they look like they're downed, but they're actually not downed. So she's cowering, but I don't think she's actually downed yet. And you are presumably going to flee. Sorry about that. My cat just tried to scale my closet for no apparent reason. Other than being a cat, of course. So let's unforbid these. Khan is still alive. He just got the ever-loving crap kicked out of him by some fists and shotguns and what have you, but they didn't do any fatal damage. I really wish he was not such a jerk because he is really, really capable. That's a tough call. We could also save him and release him because he is from a faction that we are not hostile with. So we would stand to gain from that. I would like to take you prisoner. We need to set up somewhere for her to be taken prisoner, though. So that's going to be tricky. God damn it. Let's see. Very quickly, I'm going to build some cheap walls. I'm trying not to waste wood because we need it for electricity, but it is what it is, I suppose. Let's go one. Hold on, I gotta move all these. Let's build copies of the beds here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll get rid of all of these. Okay. Let's put a wall down right across here. I'm going to do it like this. And then we will build a door like so. Wade, I would like you to prioritize that. And then we can throw... we'll deconstruct this after, I guess. Probably shouldn't do it now. But we'll throw some prisoner beds in there. In this area, and then we can take more than one person. But I don't think we're going to take anybody other than Grace. So... yeah, that's what I thought. I guess just hang out over here. If she gets back up, you can club her with your carbine. No, no, no. I need you to finish. Wade. Bro. Wade. I need you to finish. Why can't I prioritize this? What's going on? Okay, well, he's going to do it anyways, so good. Right. This can get deconstructed. These can be built in here now. That will also be a prisoner bed. And then Arena, capture the Wookiee. And that'll be that. We're just going to let Khan die, I suppose. Or, you know what? Jaina, rescue Khan. We're going to patch him up with no medicine, mind you. We'll just do the bare minimum. Oh, God damn it, Arena. I know you're a smuggler, but, like, you could also just be less annoying. So we'll patch him up and send him on his way, since he's from a neutral faction, not a hostile faction, but not a friendly one either. But maybe we can change that. They are from the Hutt cartel, so, you know, only so friendly. But who just awakened? Oh, good, Basina did. About time. But yeah, we don't want to get too friendly with them, but, you know, we can be cordial and diplomatic at the very least. Although, also, why the hell is this outside? That is definitely not... Oh, it definitely is part of the stockpile zone. Well then. Alright, so Grace is here now. She is in no danger of dying. How certain is she? 79%. And it looks like in terms of will, non-existent. So let's work on conversion first. Let me know in the comments, guys, if I am approaching this the correct way. In your opinion, I've yet to play... Like, this is literally my first experience in 1.2 or 1.3 for that matter. So a lot of these new mechanics, I am just not familiar with the best way to sort of tackle them. Does it make more sense to convert them first and then recruit them, or vice versa? Again, I think, at least in my mind, it makes more sense to do the conversion first just because of how my ideologies are set up. I know that people aren't actively going to be doing any conversion once they join us. So this is really the only way I can control it, if that makes any sense. So I'm hoping that that's the correct approach, but it very well might not be. So this random Trandoshan just showed up, and I guess they're not hostile, so we may want to talk to him because it looks like he is either a trader or a quest giver. Either way, it would be potentially interesting to interact with him. So Theo, it looks like you're hauling the fecal sludge. Yeah, come check for quests, because we might be interested in doing that. Right, and I completely forgot to allocate Basina's force point. So, as I mentioned in the last episode, I think we're going to have her as more of a force manipulator rather than like a Jedi Guardian in the same vein as Wade. So he's going to be a little bit more combat and martial oriented. She's going to be very force power oriented. To that end, I think Heal Other has the most utility right out of the gate. So if anybody does get grievously wounded, she can at least mitigate some of the damage with that. And actually, you know what? Since we are patching Khan up to potentially send him back to his tribe, I'm going to use this on him, because the sooner we get him up and on his feet, the sooner he stops eating our food. Oh god, he's got an addiction as well. I probably should have considered that before we brought him in here, because presumably he's going to be downed even longer. So Theo approaches Hoshino, the Trandoshan, and speaks for a while. While Hoshino has his own business to attend to, he tells Theo about a few opportunities he has heard about while traveling through the area. He does not have time to attend to everything, and he offers to share an opportunity in exchange for some silver. So there's a bandit camp, a prisoner willing to join. That means we would have to basically do the same thing as the bandit camp, but then liberate somebody who would join us, or an item stash. I think right now the item stash seems the most lucrative because we're a bit small in terms of party size to go off and fight people. Also, there's the whole kind of pacifist thing. We're not pacifists, but we can't be aggressors necessarily, and I don't know how that would work with well, I guess worst case we just aggro the enemy, let them shoot first and then attack, right? But I think we'll wait until our force users are a little bit more capable on their own before we do that, or we have enough people to send with them to round out the party. So we'll spend 200 of our 2,000 silver to find this item stash, and hopefully it's something potentially valuable. Let's see. Oh, we only have 14 days to do it. Oh, great. We get an LTEX shirt. So, how far would that be? It's actually not that bad. 1.3 days. 50% forage food amount. So, we may not even need to send them with food, whoever we do send. I would probably only consider sending Wade because he's really the only one that I think could solo that if he got attacked. Theo, maybe. Erina isn't as well armed or armored as Theo, but skill-wise, she is roughly equivalent. So if we kitted her out, she potentially could. But since Theo has the trooper armor and a longer range blaster, he would be a safer bet. I still think Wade is the only real choice currently, though. So we don't have to act on that immediately. We do have 14 days, which is roughly a whole quadrum. So you guys will have some time to weigh in and let me know what you think we should do about it before I actually have to act. It looks like our rice harvest is going to be due soon. It's up to 85%. We could harvest now, but we may as well max it out. We do have plenty of ibex meat here still. And we've been hunting rats. I haven't really seen any meat from that. But we do have just a never-ending butcher order, so any rats that do come in should get cut up and thrown in here immediately. I just haven't really seen the product of that at all, which is kind of interesting. Actually, now that I think about it, there's another butterfly and another rat. So we did kill some based on the changing of this list. But not a lot, apparently. Alright, so we have another quest that popped up. It is a reunion quest, and that means that it is one of the characters that somebody submitted in the Discord prior to me setting up this playthrough. And the reunion triggers to basically let us bring them back into our own party. So he's being held at a camp near Jedi Temple by Ignat's robbers. Those are the other Hutt Cartel faction. Rescue him and he will join your colony. He's a 32-year-old discharged soldier. He says that there's an enemy outpost at the site guarded by one member, and there may be an unknown threat. Wow, that's really, really sparse defenses. Of course, one member could be more, given that there's some unknown threat. It could be 3, it could be 4. And it's the same distance as the LTEX shirt, so I probably won't bother with the shirt. We'll go after this instead, but there is time to do both. This is 25 days out. This is 14, so there is a lot of time. And we could very well hit one and then hit the other and then come back too. So there's options. Again, let me know what you think, but for an LTEX shirt, I just don't know. It's not anything that I really need. So Basina's weird kind of wilderness lifestyle is coming in pretty clutch here because she can basically walk up to any one of these mushrooms, harvest it, and then just eat it raw, and she is perfectly content with that. So it's really, really helped keep our food supply in check because for whatever reason, she will not eat from here. She'll actually go around and try to eat the raw meat. So I've had to basically prevent her from doing that a few times and have her eat mushrooms instead. It looks like our rice plants are ready to go, though. At least this side is. this growing zone. This one is slightly behind. So what we'll do is let's order harvesting in this growing zone, but not the other one. And that should keep us fed for a good bit. And we'll just keep planting rice for the time being until we're on top of things. Presumably Grace would be able to help with that. Yeah, she's pretty well rounded in terms of planting. So I've been taking a look at the prisoners, and we appear to be actually making them more certain about their faith than they were before. So we're not actively converting them at all. We're actually ingraining their faith deeper. So that's obviously not ideal. What I think we're going to do, rather than changing our ideology to be actively recruiting all the time, because I don't want that. Again, I don't want people trying to convert people within our own colony. I want Jedi to stay Jedi and Republic citizens to stay Republic citizens. So instead, what I think I'll try is if we go to... how do we do it again? I can assign roles. I just need to figure out how. Somewhere there are roles to be assigned. And so if we assigned Erina, for example, the counselor role, she should have an ability to convert. And that means that I can dictate when and where people get converted, which I think is a much safer bet. I just need to remember how the hell to do this. Right, so we go to social. No reachable altar or ritual spot. Okay. So we can fix that. Is it under furniture? I don't know why I have all of these furnitures in... Is that Japanese? I think that's Japanese. Okay, Rim Life expansion furniture. Apparently I have the wrong translation. Anyway, ritual spot. Let's see. There we go. How about right here next to the column? Not the poison shrub, the ritual spot. Begins party. So I renamed the... it was called the Intangible Party before, but I thought it was kind of serendipitous that it was on May the 4th. So I renamed it to Star Wars Day, and we'll celebrate Star Wars Day in our Star Wars playthrough. Begin role change. The role changer is going to be... No, not Theo. I want Erina. You guys shouldn't be there. Just Theo. I want Erina to become... Crap. Inactive requires at least 3 citizens. I have 2. So I need one more person of the Republic faith to do this. And in order to do that, I need this role. So... Rip me. Damn it. Well, what could we do? The only role that she can actively take on right now is governor, and that's the overall leader. And I don't necessarily want either of them to have that role. I also don't believe that the governor can do any active recruiting. Let's take a look at that. So we have the governor that can have those roles. Let's see. Leader speech, work drive, combat, command, trial, conversion ritual. Convert. Okay. So yeah. Okay, we can make somebody the governor. I think if we're going to make them a governor, though, it should be Theo, since he is really the only Republic citizen here. Erina, I guess, is to an extent, but she's also kind of a criminal. So, is there any downside to having people of the other faith here? Yeah, I mean, I don't have to have them there, so it'll just be Arena. But let's do that. We'll make Theo the Republican envoy, essentially, of this colony so that he can start recruiting more Republican or Republic citizens. Both of these two will join the Republic, not the Jedi. Obviously, they're not Force sensitive. And from there, that will give us enough citizens to then fill out the rest of the roles. And I plan to eventually replace Theo with somebody who is not in like a military trooper. So the other roles that need to be filled are defense secretary, which he would be better suited for. Not that there's any real difference here. These are all essentially the same role, though these two have less abilities than the governor does. But I have a defense secretary, which again is just a role play thing, and then a commerce secretary, again, role play thing, and then the counselor who has a slightly different set of abilities. But even then, it seems like they're all relatively similar. The governor kind of overlaps with both. The counselor has obviously the convert and reassure, blah, blah, blah stuff. These guys have more general things. But it looks like the governor can kind of do all of the above, which is handy. So, Theo, I need you. Where is... No. Where is it? Why can't you convert people? It said you could. I promise it said you... Yeah, abilities, leader speech, work drive, combat command, trial, conversion ritual, leader, convert, leader, preach health, leader, reassure, leader. So what does that mean? Does it mean I can't convert anybody else? I may need to just start recruiting these guys. I mean, obviously, converting them is getting us nowhere. So we'll just start with recruiting. It shouldn't take very long. They don't have a lot of resistance or will. And once they're in our colony, we'll have to figure out a way to get another citizen in here. And once we have that, we can get a counselor, and the counselor should be able to do this. Of course, should being the primary word there. We presumably should have been able to do it with the governor, but it doesn't look like we can. So, yeah. Anyways, let's leave it there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I had a great time playing some RimWorld with you. It's great to be back. I've missed this game quite a bit. Hopefully you're enjoying this series. If you have any feedback for me, let me know in the comments below. But I will see you guys next time.